Planning a trip to Brazil? Here's what most travelers get wrong. They assume the entry process is easy. Just grab your passport, hop on a plane, and enjoy Rio. But when you land, you could be facing questions about visas, vaccinations, and documents you didn't even know you needed. Don't let your trip start with stress. In this episode of Law of the Land, I'll guide you step by step through everything you need to know before traveling to Brazil. Brazil is famous for carnival, samba, and stunning beaches, but it also has some of the strictest travel entry rules in South America. The biggest mistake? Travelers show up without the proper visa or forget that their passport doesn't meet validity requirements. Others don't realize certain vaccinations like yellow fever may be checked on arrival. And once you're there, Brazil's customs officers are thorough. They're not just scanning your passport. They may ask about your accommodations, how long you're staying, or even whether you can afford your trip. If you're unprepared, you could face long delays, or in the worst case, be denied entry. But the good news is this: once you know what to expect, it's simple to avoid those headaches. Let's start with documents. A valid passport is required, and here's the important detail. It must be valid for at least 6 months beyond your intended stay. Check the expiration date now before you book your flight. Next, visas. Depending on your nationality, you may or may not need one. Citizens of the United States, Canada, and Australia currently require an e-visa to enter Brazil. EU and UK citizens, on the other hand, can often visit for short stays without one. Always double check Brazil's official government website or your local consulate for the latest updates before you travel. Travelers may also be asked to show proof of funds, like a recent bank statement or credit card, to demonstrate that they can support themselves. And don't forget your return or onward ticket. If you can't show that you're leaving Brazil at the end of your stay, you may be stopped at the border. Health requirements is also another big concern. Brazil has regions where yellow fever vaccination is strongly recommended, and in some cases, you may be asked to present proof of vaccination before entering. Even if you're not required to get vaccinated, it's a smart move to protect yourself, especially if you'll be exploring areas like the Amazon. Now, let's talk about customs. Brazil allows you to bring in personal items for your stay without tax. But there are limits: up to 12 liters of alcoholic beverage, up to 250 grams of tobacco or 200 cigarettes, gifts worth up to $500 in US dollars if you're arriving by air. Anything above these allowances must be declared and could be subject to duty. And remember, if you're carrying more than 10,000 Brazilian reals, or the equivalent in another currency, you must declare it at customs. As for prohibited items, don't bring illegal drugs, counterfeit goods, or weapons. Certain food products like fresh meats, cheeses, or produce are also restricted to prevent the spread of pests and disease. And if you're carrying a prescription medication, bring the original prescription or a doctor's letter. Brazilian customs may confiscate anything that looks suspicious or exceeds a reasonable personal supply. Practical tips. Before you go, here are 5 cultural and practical tips to help you navigate Brazil smoothly. Portuguese is the official language, and while some people in big cities speak English, learning a few key phrases goes a long way. Brazil is largely cashless in cities, but carries some local currency, the real, for taxis, small shops, and markets. Safety is about awareness. Keep valuables out of sight and be cautious in crowded tourist areas. In restaurants, tipping is usually included in the bill, but if not, 10% is customary. Public transportation is common, but in big cities like Rio and Sao Paulo, ride-share apps are often safer and more convenient than taxis. So there you have it, everything you need to prepare for your trip to Brazil, from visas and vaccines to customs, allowances, and local culture. Travel smart and you'll spend less time stressing at the border and more time enjoying Brazil's incredible landscapes, food, and vibrant energy. Don't miss out on tips like these for every destination around the world. Subscribe to the Law of the Land Travel channel on YouTube. New episodes go live every Wednesday. Stay informed wherever you go.